Hello, everyone, and welcome to another stream here on the Sports Daily Media Network YouTube channel. I'm your host, Sean Vowells. We've got another huge game here tonight between Michigan and Illinois. The Wolverines have clinched at least a share of the Big Ten title. They have one hand on the trophy. They win one of their remaining three games, they will be outright champions. That day is coming soon, but Illinois is hoping that day is not today. Michigan coming into this game off of a 10-point win against Minnesota on Tuesday after they lost to Duke last Saturday, and then the game before that was their win against Purdue at Mackey Arena. In terms of Illinois, they have not played since their loss to UCLA in California last Saturday. Before then, they had a couple of big victories against Indiana and USC. And then before that was the game that they lost to Wisconsin at home. So they are 2-3 in their last 5 games. Still a 2 seed by most bracketology projections. But it's going to be a really good one today. Can somebody knock off Michigan other than Wisconsin? That is going to be what we're going to have to figure out. In terms of personnel, this is going to be the second game here where Illinois is going to have all of their players available. Their first one was USC for the first time in a while since the beginning of January. And then in terms of Michigan, they've had some really good injury luck this year. Hopefully for them, that can continue another couple weeks here as we get into March and into potentially April for either one of these teams. You know, probably the first and second best teams in the Big Ten if you asked me. But of course, this is why we play the games. Michigan has come into the game tonight as a 1.5-point favorite. Obviously Michigan is terrific analytically. And I think Duke would be the only team that they would be underdogs against this year. And of course, they just played them and we saw what happened. But it will be an interesting one here. The Illinois is in orange, and I think Michigan is in yellow. That's why we had to switch up the thumbnail just a little bit, and it looks like we're going to be underway here from the State Farm Center in just a few moments. No shocks in either of the starting lineups. It's Cadeau, Burnett, Johnson, Lindenborg, and Mara for Michigan. And then for Illinois, it's Boswell, Wagler, Merkovich, Davis, and Ivisic. So no surprises there. Stojakovic still coming off the bench for the Illini. Humreckhaus as well. And then the other Ivisic. Michigan off the bench should have McKinney, Gale, Cheddar, Kaysen, not among others, because that is their rotation. Illinois has won the last 9 meetings against Michigan. Obviously, that goes back into the Juwan Howard days. But Michigan will be looking to change that today. So Michigan is actually in blue. So let's switch this around. Michigan is in blue. Illinois is in orange. And we are underway. And it's Illinois who control the tip. Keaton Wagler brings it up for the Fighting Illini. Lindenborg getting the Wagler matchup early. Boswell dives to the free throw line. Now, an interesting scheme here defensively for Michigan so far. Ivisic can pull Mara out of the paint. He pump fakes there. Now gets it back to Boswell. Wing screen. Boswell drives, flips it up to Ivisic, and he throws it down. So an alley-oop drop coverage killer right there, and Illinois strikes first. They're looking down low for Merez. One-on-one with Merkovich, no good. And there's going to be a foul. So it's Merez Johnson's return game to the State Farm Center. He did play his freshman season with Illinois last year before transferring to Michigan. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff went on with that. But Merez Johnson Jr. to the line for 2. And the first one is good. Mraz taking his time at the free throw line, that is for sure. But he goes 2 for 2, and that means we're tied at 2. And it looks like there's going to be a whistle here for something. Michigan looking for their 12th Quad 1 victory of the year. Illinois looking for their 9th. Not sure what that was all about, but it looks like we're going to get the ball back in play right now. Michigan picking up about 3/4 court. And now Burnett's coming full court. They're just going to keep it out of Boswell or Wagler's hands as David Merkovich is going to bring the ball across. Barely in time. So Lendenborg on Wagler so far. And a lot of switching. Almost exclusive 1 through 4 switching. Boswell driving on Cadeau. There's going to be a hand check on Elliot Cadeau. So 1 foul on each team so far here in the first minute. And it's a turnover. Ball is lost, and now Merez with the turnover. They throw it up to Mara, and he's falling out of bounds, and he tosses it backwards. And that is a turnover. So a little bit of a sloppy start here from both offenses. A couple of turnovers in the last few possessions. And now Michigan picking up full court again here. Now Boswell driving on Burnett. Hesitates. Turns it around for Merkovich for 3, and that is good. David Merkovich from downtown. And Illinois take a 5-2 lead. The Orange Crush on their feet, as I guess they'll be most of the night. They probably will be. Cadeau drives to the hoop, and he lays it in. Keaton Wagler not able to stay in front of the UNC transfer, and Michigan is back within 1. So Lendenborg is starting the possession on Wagler, and every time there's a screen on the ball, he is switching. So now Merkovich gets the one-on-one with Burnett. It is a mismatch here, and Burnett strips it free. That's going to be off of Merkovich, and that is going to go back to Michigan. So a nice defensive play there by Namari Burnett. Wolverines will have a chance to take the lead. Lendenborg now, guarded by Boswell, picks up his dribble. Now Cadeau comes back to get it. They're going to look for Mara inside. No, they're not. Over to Yaxel on the other wing. Pump fake drive. He flips it up. No good, but Mara throws it down. So Adai Mara with his first field goal of the game, and Michigan is back in front. Wagler backs it up. Ivisic can take that triple from way downtown. No good. Rebound Mara. Michigan looks to push. Over to Yaxel. Wang triple. That's an air ball. And it's out of bounds. It will stay with Michigan, but that looked like off of Michigan to me. We'll see if Illinois is going to challenge. This would be early for a challenge, but that is very clearly off of Burnett. So a challenge would overturn this. Let's see if they do it. And they are going to challenge. So Brad Underwood is about to be 1 for 1 in challenges this game. On an unrelated note, undefeated Miami, Ohio are playing in a close game against Western Michigan. They have taken the lead with 31 seconds left. 28-0 on the verge of making it 29. 10-18 Western Michigan have the ball down 2 with 30 seconds left. But we are here, Michigan and Illinois. Illinois is going to win this challenge, and they're going to keep their timeout and keep their challenge for that matter. So 17-14 remaining here. Michigan leads 6-5, but it is Illinois ball. No substitutes have come in for either team yet. And Markovic is going to be forced to bring it forward here. They're really trying to keep the ball out of Wagler and Boswell's hands. And now it's Wagler, initially guarded by Lendenborg. Let's see here. They're going to get a screen with Boswell, and they're going to switch it to Burnett. And they all fly at Jake Davis. He pops, he shoots the three, and he knocks it down. So a little bit of initial screening, secondary slipping, and Jake Davis hits the triple. And Illinois lead 8-6. 3 for 4 from the field to start this one for Illinois. 2 triples already. Seems almost necessary to win this game as Cadeau slides to the hoop, and it's Mara who taps it in, but they're going to call a travel on Cadeau. So it's the second turnover of the game for Michigan. In terms of for Illinois offensively, if Michigan makes it a switch off, Illinois might be matchup hunting, and that is something that Brad Underwood has done pretty well in the past. So Dusty May's going to have to be a little bit careful with how exactly they switch. So Wagler now guarded by Lendenborg. Wagler crosses over, drives, kicks it to Ivisic, one-on-one with Roddy Gale, who is checked in. Trey McKinney is also checked in for Michigan. Boswell for three, no. Rebounded by Yaxel. Michigan can push the other way. Still the same starting five on the floor for the Illini. Merez. Now over to Trey McKinney, his first action here. He gives it back to Merez. Now Elliot Cadeau driving. And he lays it in. Nice finish, nice hang there from Elliot Cadeau. And this game is tied at 8. Boswell slips through, and he lays it up and in. So a couple of downhill driving guards making the difference so far. Ten to 8 Illinois. We are owed a media timeout here as soon as the next whistle. Lenneborg's just going to stick behind the screen, and it's no good, and the ball is out of bounds, and it will go to the Illini. So Illinois win this first segment 10 to 8, 15-20 remaining. We'll be back after the break. We are back from the first media timeout. Illinois leads this one 10-8. He's the top two scoring offenses in the Big Ten. And Andrei Stojakovic checks in for the Illini for the first time. Merkovich now at the top of the key. Big Z is in for his brother, and that ball is tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Illinois. Lucky there. Merkovich nearly turned it over as Merez and Gale jumped that screen. Now it's Keaton Wagler. One-on-one with Merez after the screen. And now they switch Gale onto him. Wagler, step back, now drives, now spins, lays it up, and it's short. Rebound goes all the way out to Stojakovic. It stays here with Illinois. Been a long possession here. Boswell now. Gonna drive Gale. Boswell, Euro steps through and he lays it in. A nice play there by Kylan Boswell. And Illinois take a 12-8 lead. Cadeau. Falling behind the screen, he's going to take the triple, and it's no good. Rebounded by Merkovich, and Boswell's going to look to push. He sizes up Cadeau. He gets the screen, and Merkovich now has a mismatch, but Boswell's just going to take it himself. 3 balls, no good, but there's a foul on the floor on Cadeau. So Illinois having a solid game so far. They're getting to the hoop. Obviously much easier to do that when Yaxel Lendenborg is not on the floor. And Cadeau, that is his second foul, so he's going to have to exit the game for at least a little bit here. Ben Humrickhouse now will enter for the first time for Illinois. And when you look at that, Miami, Ohio has staved off Western Michigan. They win 69-67, and they stay undefeated. So an uncomfortable bracketology question is no more here as we're back in play. Stojakovic, turnaround jumper from just in front of the free throw line, no good. Mara throws it full court down right to Keaton Wagler. He can do that, but that was very unnecessary. Back to Big Z for 3 from the top of the key. That's no good. Lendenborg with the rebound, and now Kaysen will bring it up. So a little bit of a chaotic sequence there for Illinois. Kaysen can have the 3 behind the screen if he wants it. He takes it and he makes it. LJ Kaysen from downtown. And Michigan hit the double-digit mark. Stojakovic on the drive, loses it, and the ball's still in play. Now it's out, and it'll be off of Mara, so it'll stay with Illinois. And Illinois are just sitting behind these screens sometimes and daring Michigan to shoot. I don't know if that's the best strategy going forward. Now Wagler, one-on-one with Mara. Clear mismatch here. Wagler, step back, triple, yes. And they're going to get him with a foul, too. So a chance for a 4-point play for Keaton Wagler. Talk about a mismatch. Hit the step back. And yeah, Mara hit his arm. That is a really, really unfortunate foul there by Mara. Him being in foul trouble was very, very integral to Duke sort of taking control of that game last Saturday. That's just his first, but that'll be something to look out for the rest of the way. That 3-pointer means that nobody has scored more points as a freshman at Illinois than Keaton Wagler. That is the freshman scoring record. So congratulations to him. He's going to have a chance here for a 4-point play. Free throw is good, and Illinois is up by 5. Orange Crush on their feet here. It's been a solid start to the game for Illinois. They lead 16-11 here with under 13 minutes to go in the first half. McKinney on the cross screen. Now gives it back to Kaysen, who's been running the point in Cadeau's absence. Johnson going one-on-one with Big Z. Couple pump fakes, flips it up, bounces out. Yaxel gets it up and in, and the foul. So a 3-point play opportunity here for Yaxel Lendenborg. Really good initial defense, but Hamrickhouse does not hit the box out. And Yaxel is going to have a chance for a 3-point play. He leads the team in points at 14, 7 rebounds a game. And the free throw gets the roll. So a 4-point play on one end is answered with a 3-point play on the other. And now Stojakovic will bring it up for Illinois, guarded by Kaysen. Kaysen is sitting on his right hand. He drives left and he loses it. Out of bounds. Great defense there by Michigan. And they'll get the ball back. So Cheddar into the game for the first time for Michigan. Kaysen drives, kicks it out to Cheddar. He can make that three, but he's not going to take it. Gets it back to Kaysen. A little bit of a horn set here. Now Cheddar again. He's going to take this one. This one was partially blocked. It's short, but it goes to Mrez, and he is fouled. So pretty good defense there by Illinois until Tomislav Ivisic commits his first foul. It's a nice job by Mrez getting the loose ball. Shot clock was running low. He was able to get it up and get fouled before it expired. Johnson on the line for 2 here. And he gets the roll. So 12:01 remaining, 1 second away, and this one's short, rebounded by Jake Davis. So what I was saying there is that we are 1 whistle away from the next media timeout. Wagler does not get the switch. They don't switch this screen. Yaxel's sticking on him. And now they will switch this one with Kaysen. Wagler taking Kaysen down low, flips it off the window, no good. Rebounded by Lendenborg, and Yaxel will push it here to Kaysen. He's going to step into a triple. No. Rebound by Yaxel. It'll stay here with Michigan. He retreats. Kaysen. Now Mrez slicing and dicing. Now Yaxel drives to his left. Floats, hangs, flips, up and in. Acrobatic finish there by Yaxel, and Michigan have the lead. Excellent take there by the UAB transfer. Now Ivisic. And Mrez leaves him. He's going to take the 3. It rattles in and out. Loose ball is a foul on Illinois. So Michigan leads 17-16 here at the under 12 timeout. We will be back after the break. We are back. It is a quick possession here for Illinois, and it's Kaysen who throws it up, and it's in. So a quick bucket there, almost missed it, as Michigan extends their lead out to 3. An 8-0 run for the Wolverines. They took that initial punch from Illinois, and then they threw one back. Wagler trying to slice through the screen. Now he has Merez Johnson on him. Crosses over. Wagler steps, picks up his dribble, throws it into Boswell. He looks for Merkovich down low. He fires it out. Ball movement. Boswell does not see the shot clock, and it expires. He had an open 3, and instead he drived and kicked it to Ivisic. But there was not enough time left. So all of a sudden, Illinois now with 4 turnovers to Michigan's 3. And that is something to watch out for here. Michigan has been a team that has typically not won the turnover battle this year, but if they can do that, that's probably going to mean that they win. Lendenborg now spinning. It's Merez for 3, and he knocks it down. Wouldn't that be something? If you know, you know. Merez Johnson hits the triple, and it's an 11-0 run for Michigan. Keaton Wagler's 4-point play was the last points for Illinois. Now Merkovich gets a switch onto McKinney here. They kick it to Boswell. Now back to Merkovich, and he's backing down McKinney all the way from the 3-point line. He kicks it out to Boswell, who drives. The floater is good. So Kyle Boswell stops the bleeding, and Illinois are back within 4. McKinney now driving, kicks it back out to Merez. He just made a 3. He fakes this one. He spins. He flips it up, and it was partially blocked by Ivisic. Boswell, another floater, and he makes it. So Boswell gets the roll there. And a stop and a bucket have Illinois within 2. Kaysen driving Wagler, and there's going to be a foul on the floor. Wagler was always second to the spot. And that's going to be his first, the 5th on Illinois. And the ball is nearly turned over. They're going to say it was tipped, so no backcourt. Now Lendenborg has it on the left wing. He takes the triple. No good, but he gets his own rebound, and he saves it to Merez. What a save there by Axel. Burnett now has it in the corner. He backs up. He's got Big Z on him, so there's a mismatch somewhere else. Burnett to Yaxel. Kaysen drives baseline. The reverse layup is no good, but there's a foul. So good ball movement, good actions there for Michigan. Illinois on their heels that whole possession defensively. And it results in a foul. A great save there by Axel. And then on the reverse lay, he had his hand in the basket there. In the net, rather. That could be a goaltend. But it looks like they're not. Just free throws for Kaysen. And the first one is good. And the second one is good also. And Michigan lead 24-20. Boswell driving Kaysen all the way to the hoop, and he is fouled. So it'll be 2 free throws by Kylan Boswell. Guards who can drive has been a little bit of what has given Michigan trouble this year. If you think of John Blackwell and Nick Boyd from Wisconsin, that is the archetype that can cause problems for Michigan. Boswell, maybe a little bit better of a driver and worse of a scorer than those two, but he's been able to get to the hoop quite a bit today. Illinois is going to hope that that continues. And the first free throw, toilet bowls out, so no good there. Stojakovic is going to check back in for Wagler. Boswell already with 8 points. His absence from the team really did mean a lot. Especially when they also lost Stojakovic for a couple games. And it's become so apparent now that he is back how much better they are defensively with him stopping some of the guard drives on their end. Looks like a little bit of a 3-2 zone here for Illinois to throw a little bit of a change up here at Michigan. They're looking to get it inside, and he throws it right to Boswell. Bad pass there by Kaysen. We're going the other way with Kylan. No-look pass, and it's off the backboard. Not a good decision there for Boswell. Was looking for Stojakovic, and it's a turnover. Burnett slides to the baseline. It is this 3-2 matchup-y thing. Again, Gale on the backdoor pass loses it out of bounds. It will go to Illinois. So 7:28 remaining in this one. Michigan have a 24-21 lead. We'll be back after the break. We are back here from the timeout. Illinois will bring it up with David Mirkovich. Is this game showing so far it's probably going to be a pretty close one. Both teams have had their runs. Wagler drives. Great pass to Stojakovic, but he is blocked by Mara. Lendenborg gets it out to Gale in transition, and he throws it down. Roddy Gale. And not only was that a great defensive play, but Mara and Lendenborg were able to turn that defense into easy 2 points there for the Wolverines. Michigan leads 26-21. Wagler now screening and rescreening with Ivisic. Wagler layup is no good, and then Humrickhouse slams it home. Michigan wanted an interference, but they're not going to get it. Basket counts 26-23 Michigan, and some bodies hit the floor here, and it looks like they're going to call Wagler with the foul. That will be his second. Looks like he sort of lost his footing, and then he tripped Burnett there. In terms of this last play, there's a great block there by Mara. Nice tip out and then nice find. Maybe if we can see this Humrickhouse play. No. All right, Mara now to the line for a 1-and-1 for Michigan. And that is good. The screen only says 6 fouls. Or no, that would be the 7th on Illinois. So 27-23. 6:27 remaining. And 2 for 2 for the Spaniard. And Michigan lead by 5. Boswell. Simple screen with Ivisic. He fakes the shot. Kicks it over to Humrickhouse. Wing triple is no good. Rebound is not corralled by Michigan, though. Merkovich pump fake, sidestep, another pump fake. And he steps in and he knocks it off the backboard and in. A lot of steps there for Merkovich. Lucky to not get called for a travel. Michigan going quickly the other way. Burnett in the corner. That is good. So Namari Burnett gives Michigan their largest lead of the game so far at 6. 31-25, Wolverines. Merkovich on the drive, kicks it to Humrickhouse. Now back out to Merk. Now over to Boswell, guarded by Burnett. Boswell's going to take the triple, and it's short. Rebounded by Mara. And Michigan looks to push it in transition. Kaysen is going to throw it up to Roddy Gale, and it's out of bounds. So not quite as sharp as Michigan would have liked there. But they're still up by 6. But that is their 6th turnover of the game. The offense is getting quality looks when they're able to get the shots up, but 6 turnovers and we're not even at halftime yet. That is going to be something that Michigan is going to want to slow down. Boswell will bring it up for Illinois. Boswell, touch pass to Merkovich in the corner. That 3 is no good, but it's rebounded by Tomislav Ivisic. He flips it up with his right hand, no good, but Merkovich comes back and tips it in. So nice work on the offensive glass there for Illinois to earn them 2 more points. Cadeau back in the game for Michigan for the first time since he committed his 2nd foul. Gale on the drive, layup is no good. Merkovich with the rebound. Now Boswell and Illinois can push. Boswell. Ivisic dragging Mara out of that paint. Very important that he does that. Merkovich pump fakes, kicks it to Boswell. Now Davis, corner pocket is no good, and it is over the backboard and out of bounds. So good ball movement there. Resulted in a good shot for Davis, but he was unable to knock it down. Morez Johnson coming back in to the delight of the Orange Crush. Safe to say that they're not over the fact that he left them last year. So Cadeau will bring it up for Michigan. 4:28 and counting remaining here. The Wolverines lead 31-27. Cadeau's going to sit behind the screen. He's going to take the triple, and it's no good. Rebounded by Merkovich and Boswell now. Has it for Illinois. Boswell guarded by Lendenborg. Yaxel pokes it free. Merez in transition here for Michigan. Merez, coast to coast. He is fouled. So Davis preventing the layup there, and he'll put the former Illini on the line for two. And Davis did lower his arms. He was not vertical like him and his teammates are claiming. And he body checked him too. So Merez to the free throw line for two. And the first free throw is no good. And the second free throw here from Johnson is short, but it gets the roll. So 32-27 here, just over 4 minutes remaining in this first half. Michigan has started to take just a little bit of control here, and Burnett gets on the floor and nearly takes it from Merkovich, and a lot of contact there, and they're going to get Burnett with the foul. And that will take us to our under 4 timeout. Michigan lead this one 32-27. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the break. We are back here from the break. 32-27 Michigan here at the under 4. But it is Illinois who have the ball. Michigan's defense been impressive so far. As they lead this one by 5. Illinois not hitting the outside shots that they need to. They're going to have to make it at a better rate to win this game. They got Merkovich inside, guarded by McKenney one-on-one. He faces up. He goes back to the back down. The lefty hook shot fading away is no good. Not a good look there for Merkovich. And Cadeau now has it for Michigan. Cadeau drives. Cadeau, the floater is no good, but it goes right to Merez Johnson, and he lays it in, and Michigan lead by 7 here. Feels like they are more likely to stretch this thing out to 12 or 13 than Illinois are to come back at this point. But, of course, anything could change. Wagler now to Avicic for 3. No. Rebounded by Merez. He fires it over to McKenney. And Michigan could go forward. They could take it at the minimum a 9 or 10 point lead here. It's Lendenborg in the corner. He drives and spins, and he misses the layup. But it goes to Johnson. Merez pump fakes. Layup no good. So a couple of good looks there for Michigan to push it out to 9. But neither of them fall. Boswell now for Illinois. Can the Fighting Illini have a good stretch of run here before the end of the half? Wagler now one-on-one. The 23's going at it. Wagler and Lendenborg. He drives past Yaxel. He hangs, and he flips it out of bounds. Oh no, it's going to stay with Illinois. Wagler looked like he wanted to dump that off to the big, but then he didn't. Let's see. Was this ball tipped? I think it was. We'll see if Michigan wants to challenge here. They won't. I think it was probably the right call. Wagler tosses it into Merkovich, and it goes right back to Wagler. Great play there, and that's going to be a goaltend, and the basket will count. So, great inbounder. The inbounder's obviously very dangerous. He throws it into Merkovich, and he just burns the axle on the back door, and then Lendenborg pulls down the rim, which causes that to miss. But it was a nice basket there, and Illinois are now within 5. Kaysen will have it, and it looks like Illinois is in this 3-2 again. It's a little bit of a counter here for Underwood again. Michigan did not look good on the last few times they tried this. They've just passed it around the key here. Key is you got to get it to the middle, and McKenney's just going to take a long triple, and it's no good. They're going to have to do something else on offense against that zone, and we'll probably see more of it from Illinois. Wagler, one-on-one with McKenney. Kicks it to Boswell. Boswell goes past. His man hangs. Now kicks it out to Wagler. One-on-one with McKenney. Pump fake. Drives in. It's poked free by Axel. Transition opportunity here for Michigan. Kaysen to Merez, and he lays it in for 2. So turning defense into offense again, and the Wolverines back up by 7 here with a minute to go in the first half. Wagler kicks it over to Davis. He takes the wing triple. That is long. Kaysen tips up the rebound to himself. He gets it. He leaves it for McKenney. He is bumped, and it's Johnson who throws it down. So Merez Johnson having quite a first half back in Champaign, and Michigan is up by 9. Boswell driving Lendenborg to the hoop. It's blocked by Mara, but Boswell tips it up and in. Kaysen is down and hurt here. This does not look good. All right, he's hobbling around now. But what a great play here by Kaysen to tip it past the defenders, and then it was a 3-on-1 situation, and he leaves it, and he drops it between his legs here for McKenney, who missed the layup, but then Merez dunked it home. Great play there by Michigan. Probably could have called a foul on Davis there, but they let it go. Merez, a couple of words for his former teammate there, running back down the floor. And Kaysen is going to head to the locker room a little early. Obviously, 35 seconds left in this first half. Probably just precautionary, but he is limping around. That would be a big miss for Michigan. Obviously, he's probably the most athletic guard that they have. Certainly was probably their best guard against Duke last Saturday. But Cadell will have it now. 5 or so seconds left here in between the game and the shot clock. They're probably going to bring this down as far as they can. Davis is on Cadell. Cadell just sort of probing here. And now they start their play. Merez Johnson corner pocket. That's an air ball. Illinois have 10 seconds left to do something here before the half. Wagler needs to go. There's not a lot of time left. Wagler kicks it. Avicic back to Wagler. 4 seconds left. What can Keaton Wagler do? The spin, the free throw line jumper is no good. So it's Michigan that lead 38-31 here at the half. We'll be back in about 12 minutes for the second half. Grab some food, grab a drink, and lock in with us for the second half. We'll see you soon. We are back from the halftime break. It's Michigan who lead 38-31. Illinois had a little bit of a spurt to go up 16-11, but since then it has been all Wolverines. Illinois really struggling. 3 of 13 from behind the arc. Especially when Adai Mara is out there, that is going to be something that just cannot happen. Illinois is going to have to hit some outside shots. That goes without saying, but they're not doing it here in the first half. Merez Johnson, the former Illinois player, leading the way for Michigan with 13 and 5. 3 of 14, actually, for Illinois. I spotted them one miss short. But it's Elliot Cadeau and Michigan will have the first possession here in the second half. Cadeau slices and dices through, spins, lays it up. No good, but Mara with the rebound, and he lays it up and in. So Adai Mara with the bucket. And Michigan extend their lead to 9. What can Illinois do here on their first possession? Kicks it, Avicic, corner 3. They need this, and he got it. Tomislav Avicic from downtown, and Illinois is within 6. That felt like a big shot. Down to Mara now, one-on-one with Avicic. A lot of contact, and Mara airballs. No call. Illinois get the stop. Can they parlay that with a bucket? Wagler driving, Euro stepping, and that is smashed out of bounds by Lenenborg. That Euro step is not really working today. They're not falling for it, and they're eating it up after he can't get that lift after a couple of hops. Probably going to have to just explode up rather than out with the Euro step. So Illinois will keep it, though, because the ball was out on Michigan. Boswell, one-on-one with Merez. Drives, kicks it to Merkovich. The triple is no good. Rebounded by Johnson. And Lenenborg now for Michigan. Yaxel with Mara. Drives, high steps, high off the window. That is good. Yaxel Lenenborg with a little bit of guard moves there. And Michigan takes an 8-point lead. Merkovich is bumped by Johnson. That'll be a foul on Michigan. So 18-14 remaining here in the second half. Michigan led by 7 at the half. They've been able to increase their margin by 1 here in the first couple of possessions of the second half. Wagler to Avicic. Passes it to Davis for 3. Yes. So Jake Davis from downtown in Illinois is within 5. Orange Crush on its feet here. Lenenborg sits behind the screen, takes the triple, and silences them right down. Lenenborg from downtown, and Michigan is back up by 8. A couple of big-time answers from the Wolverines here in the second half. Wagler now on the drive, flips it up, and he is fouled. So he will go to the line for 2. Lenenborg didn't do a whole lot there on his foul. It's a little bit behind him, but Wagler probably a little bit lucky to get that call. He will go to the line for 2 here, and he hits the first. Keaton Wagler had a run there where he was probably the best player in the country for about 2 weeks. And he has slowed down a little bit. He's still a great player, but perhaps he could be approaching that freshman wall. Illinois is hoping to have a lot more basketball games this year, so they're going to hope that he finds his way over that wall. He makes both of these free throws here, and Illinois within 6. Keaton Wagler, ranked 3rd in the KenPom Player of the Year standings. He is probably going to have some votes for Big Ten Player of the Year. Mara, it's a great play against the zone, and it's Johnson who throws it down. A little bit of a, don't know exactly what that's called. It's not quite a UCLA cut, but it's pretty close. And that is a standard play against the zone, and Dusty May drew it up, and it was an easy dunk from Perez. Now Wagler coming the other way, and that's a quick layup for Keaton Wagler. So Illinois scoring the ball here in the second half, just not getting the stops that they quite want. Well, there's one. Lendenborg loses it. Turnover, and then Wagler gives it right back. And nearly a travel on Michigan, but they will bring it the other way. So back-to-back turnovers. Burnett drives, hands it off to Mara. The 4-footer is good. So Michigan 12 points here. No, 10 points here early in the second half as they lead by 8, 49-41, and there's another turnover on Illinois. Merkovich and Boswell not quite on the same page there. Cadeau has it for Michigan. Sorry about that. Had to get a napkin because of a spill. And it looks like Adaimara scored again. 51-41, Michigan. Wagler now. Ivisic, 3 from the top of the key. Off the back iron, no good. Loose ball is controlled by Cadeau. 2-on-1 with Burnett. He throws it to Burnett. Burnett hangs, and the layup is no good. So a good transition break there for Michigan, just unable to convert from close range. Illinois. Wagler behind the screen. He's going to take the triple, no good. And Davis with the rebound, but he steps out of bounds. 15:31 remaining here in this one. Michigan leads by 10 at the under 16 timeout. Don't go anywhere. We are back from the under 16 timeout here. Michigan leads 51-41. It's been a nice start to the second half for them as they look to push this lead rather than Illinois coming back. Mara will take his seat, so Merez at the 5. It's a corner opportunity for Gale. He drives it right into Ivisic and backs it up. Lendenborg now to Gale in the corner. Another drive and a floater and a miss. So Illinois get the stop. Boswell now going forward. And Wagler. Boswell not been able to get to the rim as much as he was in the first half. Wagler, they get the switch, and this is a good matchup for Illinois. And they've got Ivisic down low on Gale. Ivisic spinning, turning, and he knocks it down. So Sofyanomir Ivisic. A close turnaround jumper. And Illinois within 8. Gale, corner 3. He passed up the 2 on the last possession, and you can see why, because that was an air ball. But Michigan do keep the possession with the rebound. Kaysen, after getting injured in the first half, good to see him on the floor, and he takes it in for 2. Over the outstretched hand of Ivisic. And the Michigan lead is back up to 10. Boswell and Wagler now. Wagler to the hoop. Boswell in the corner. Checks his feet. And Lendenborg with a nice closeout there. Michigan's defense starting to wear down Illinois a little bit. Boswell for 3. That is short. But Wagler gets the rebound. Down low to Markovic. One-on-one with Kaysen. Markovic flips it up and in. So Illinois matchup hunting. It's taking a while into the shot clock. But they are finding them. Sometimes they make the shots, sometimes they don't. 9-9 for Markovic. He is on the verge of a double-double. Kaysen. Now Cadeau, now back to Kaysen, who drives baseline, flips it up, and no good. So Humrickhouse recovers after getting beat, and he gets the rebound. Humrickhouse wanted to step into a triple. It's Ivisic now. Corner 3, short. Rebounded by Humrickhouse. Out to Markovic. Corner 3 for Wagler is good. Keaton Wagler for 3. And Illinois are within 5. Michigan is going to call a timeout. This is the first called timeout of the second half. So that means it's time for immediate timeout. Don't go anywhere. We are back from the break here. Illinois, a little bit of a burst here to get it to 5 after falling down as much as 10. It looks to me that they're going to have to keep shooting threes, and they're just going to have to hope that they make enough. Kaysen now was limping around after that timeout. It looks like he's headed back to the locker room, so not a great sign there. But Illinois is not getting good looks around the rim enough. I think they just got to take the open threes that they can get and hope they hit enough. And then in terms of Michigan, you got to try and draw the minutes when Mara's off the floor, because when he's on, you're winning by quite a bit. Michigan up by 5 here with the ball. Under 13 minutes left in this one. It's Cadeau to a great pocket pass to Mara, and he flips it in. So a between the legs pass from Mara to Cadeau, and then a really, really narrow pocket pass there from Cadeau back to Mara, and it's his easiest 2 of the night. Wagler one-on-one with Cheddar, and Wagler goes right past him and tries to flip it around him to the corner, but there is nobody there, out of bounds, Michigan ball. That is a really, really great creation there by Cadeau. Illinois' defense just a little bit of space there, and Cadeau found it. Now Cadeau one-on-one with Humrickhouse here. Cadeau to the hoop. He is fouled. So we talked about Illinois matchup hunting earlier a little bit there. Cadeau sees that Humrickhouse is on him, and he hits him with the crossovers, and he burns him. And all Humrickhouse can do is commit the foul. So Elliot Cadeau to the line for 2, 12:19 remaining in the second half. The State Farm Center in Champaign, as the first free throw by Cadeau is no good. Illinois have only lost in here twice this year by my count, to Nebraska early in the season, a Jamarcus Lawrence buzzer beater, and then Wisconsin when John Blackwell and Nick Boyd came in here about a week and a half ago when Boswell and Stojakovic were out. So 1 for 2 for Cadeau, and Michigan is back up by 8. Boswell hands it off to Wagler. Wagler drives, flips it up and in. So a nice shot there by Keaton Wagler. And Illinois just hanging around a little bit here. 15 for Wagler. Cadeau gets the screen with Mara, and he loses the ball, but it goes right to Cheddar. Down low to Mara. The pass to Yaxel is there, and he lays it in. So a great ball movement there for Michigan on the broken play. And Lendenborg will have a chance for a 3-point play after the under 12 media timeout. Don't go anywhere. We are back from the timeout. They showed Brad Underwood in the huddle there. He was getting after his guys defensively, yelling at him, how many dunks are you going to let him have? They've had quite a few tonight. As Lendenborg makes the free throw to complete the three-point play, and the Wolverines take a 9-point lead. Wagler primarily running the point here the last few possessions with Boswell off the ball. They're going to call a foul here on Cadeau for barreling through the screen. Just the third foul of the half for Michigan. And Kylan Boswell throws it into Wagler. Lendenborg, it starts on him, and then they switch every time. Wagler to the free throw line, steps through, and loses it on the way up, but he is fouled by Cadeau. So 2 free throws here for Keaton Wagler. Does Illinois have a push that can get this thing back on level terms? Or are Michigan just going to punch back every time they go on a run? The first free throw is good for Wagler. In terms of streams tomorrow, I haven't made the decision yet on what game we're going to stream. We're going to try and do one tomorrow, and then bracketology on Sunday at noon Eastern. 2 for 2 for Wagler here, as Illinois trails by 7. 11 minutes remaining in this one. A little bit of a zone look here for Michigan. It results in Cheddar wide open from the corner, no good. So a little bit of a curveball there. I don't imagine Illinois will do that a whole bunch, but it results in a stop there. Merkovich, guarded by Cadeau, now Humrickhouse. Now they go to Tomislav, now back to Wagler, but it's out of bounds off of Michigan. 10:46 remaining. They throw it directly into Merkovich, and he's blocked by Mara. Ball is on the floor, and Merkovich touches it while he is out of bounds, so the ball will go back to Michigan. Shutting the water off at the rim is really why Michigan's defense is so good. They're still good with Mara off the floor, but it's a little bit of a Kalkbrenner situation. Like, they can be aggressive on the three-point line because they can funnel them into the basket, worst comes to worst. It's another UCLA cut for Mara. He spins, and he lays it in. Really nice finish there by Mara. And Michigan has pushed their lead back out to 9. 14 points on the day for the Spaniard. Wagler's going to take the three from way downtown. It's no good, and the ball goes out of bounds. Back to the Wolverines. Merez Johnson back in the game now. And Adai Mara was a good player last year at UCLA, but he has made quite the jump in his sophomore year, or maybe even his junior year of basketball. He was a guy who played like 20, 22 minutes a game last year at UCLA. It was a real problem in ball screens defensively, where other teams would move him around, and they just it was a problem. This year it's the opposite. He is now the best defensive player on the court instead of one of the worst. So the development that he has had at Michigan, great credit for that. It's a great screen behind the zone, and Adai Mara throws it down. So Dusty May getting in his bag here with a little bit of zone offense, and Michigan takes an 11-point lead. Number 3, Michigan leading by 9 here on the road at number 10, Illinois. Ivisic for 3, no. Cadeau is fouled on the rebound. The ball will go back to Michigan. So Illinois taking these open threes. They're not hitting them. And just a great set there by Michigan, screening the back of that 2-3 zone. If you If you can see the three in the back there starting to creep up, you can definitely hit the back of them for an alley-oop. And that's what Dusty May saw there. 63-52. It does look like Illinois is sort of out of that. Nope, they're still in it. Lenenborg for three, wide open, no good. Rebound by Mara. He flips it up and in, and the foul. So they're just slowly but surely breaking the will here of Illinois. And Adai Mara will have a chance to give them a 14-point lead. And that's just Mara. He's a problem for the opponents. And it looks like there will be a timeout. Michigan leads 65-52. We're going to take a quick break. And Mara to the line to complete the three-point play, and he knocks it down. So Michigan to push this thing out to 14. 9 minutes remaining here. It becomes a little bit of a math problem now in terms of a comeback for Illinois. You probably do want to cut this thing to single digits by the under 8, and then you go from there. But at this point, it looks like Michigan might be able to push it out further. A little bit of a zone look here from Michigan, maybe falling into a matchup. Boswell to the hoop, and Ivisic puts it up and in. So it is down to 12. 8:45 remaining in the second half. Do Illinois have one last push, or are Michigan going to clinch the outright title? McKinney from behind the screen, that's an air ball. No other team has less than 4 losses in the Big Ten except for Michigan, so a win here today would make it an outright title. Like I said, they've already got, and Boswell behind the 3 line, the shot is no good. Michigan already has a share of it, even if they lose the last 3 games, but that is incredibly unlikely. McKinney now drives to the hoop, lowers his shoulder, he's blocked. Ball is out of bounds, it'll stay with Michigan. 66-54. Cadeau will inbound. He fires it into Merez. Over to McKinney. Wide open triple. That's good. Trey McKinney. And Michigan have pushed this thing out to 15. 10-2 scoring run here over the last 2.5 minutes for Michigan. Merkovich one-on-one with Cadeau here. Merkovich backing him down, spins, and that is way off. Rebounded by Merez. Yaxel taking Ivisic to the hoop, tries to slip through, loses it, gets it back. McKinney, top of the 3. It is good. Trey McKinney and the Wolverines lead by 18 here at the State Farm Center in Champaign. Underwood is going to call another timeout here. Michigan lead by 18 at the under 8. The Wolverines about to clinch the Big Ten outright. Don't go anywhere. We are back from the timeout here. It's Illinois down by 18 with 7 minutes and change left. They're gonna have to turn it around quick here for a chance to win this game. Ivisic backing him down. The contested hook shot is no good. Michigan's defense has been incredibly impressive here in the second half. They're not giving up anything easy inside, and they're forcing them to take a lot of threes. And that is not a strategy that always works, but it is tonight. Cheddar, corner three for Michigan. That is good. And Michigan is running it up right now. Wolverines by 21 with 6.5 minutes to play. 7 of 20 from downtown for Michigan, 6 of 25 for 3 from Illinois. Wagler one-on-one with Cheddar. Wagler drives, flips it up, no good. So a contested 8-footer there after the contested hook shot. It's just so difficult for Illinois right now. And they're a solid basketball team, but Michigan might be a little bit better than a solid basketball team. Cadeau. Now Johnson, now Yaxel. One-on-one with Humrickhouse. This is a mismatch if he wants it. Cadeau from way downtown. That's an air ball. Probably Yaxel should have just taken Humrickhouse one-on-one there rather than to try and pass it to a contested Elliott Cadeau. Illinois now have the ball. Will Cheddar will head to the bench for the Wolverines. And Illinois led 16-11, but really, there has not been a stretch of play where they have won by a significant margin. It does remind me a lot of the 1-seed Purdue team. Wagler for 3, it is good. It does remind me a lot of the 1-seed Purdue team that ended up going to the national championship game, where they were just so hard to outplay. And in periods where you'd outplay them, you'd win that period 10-8, and then the ones that they outplayed you, they'd win it 16-4. So, obviously really hard to beat Michigan. It took Duke on a neutral and a heroic performance by 2 great guards to knock him down as Elliott Cadeau hits the teardrop to restore the 20-point lead for Michigan. Wagler, now Ivisic. Keaton Wagler drives and flips it up totally out of control, but he's going to get the whistle for the foul. 4:56 remaining. $20 points for Keaton Wagler. He's had a solid game, but it is not going to be much of a supporting cast for him as the free throw finds its way down. The forwards against Michigan have not had their way this year. To compete with Michigan, you have to have excellent play from probably 2 or 3 guards. It's what we saw with Blackwell and Boyd, and Duke is a little bit of a different story because of how much Boozer does, but they had a great game from Caleb Foster that day, too. The second free throw is no good from Wagler. So it had to have been at Boswell and Wagler sort of both playing amazing today, and then they got absolutely nothing outside of them, too, for the most part. So Michigan has been able to push out this lead here in the second half. And Boswell with the steal. He's going to have a chance to lay this thing up and in, and he loses the ball. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Cadeau. He didn't really like that call. Boswell to the line for 2. And that is 4 fouls on Elliott Cadeau, so he's probably going to have to go to the bench, but Illinois is probably 4 triples in 20 seconds away from making me think that this outcome might be in doubt. They're up by 19. Keep that at 19. It's the first free throw from Boswell is no good. So after the loss to Duke and a little bit of an underwhelming performance against Minnesota at home, this is the statement victory, big margin statement victory that Michigan is capable of. We saw it this year early in the season at the Players Era Festival. We've seen it a couple of other times since, like when they when they went to Michigan State, when they went to Purdue, and now today. None of those games were particularly close. Lendenborg to the hoop, kicks it out. Burnett, now Marez. Mara inside with Boswell on him. They're going to have to bring a second defender here, and they do. And Mara tries the behind the back pass, but Marez Johnson is going to be called for an offensive foul. Before then, it was sailing out of bounds anyway. The ball will go back to Illinois here. So under 4 minutes now. One more media timeout coming at the next whistle. Boswell drives to the hoop out of control. The layup is no good. So excellent defense at the rim for Michigan. That, is becoming a real problem for teams, especially when they're not shooting it well. Many thought that these were the two best teams in the Big Ten. While that may be true, it appears the gap between 1 and 2 might be pretty large. Yaxel out wide to McKinney. McKinney drives baseline and he spills it out of bounds, so it's a turnover. Michigan not taking the best care of the ball here, but they're up by 18 and headed towards an outright Big Ten title, so I don't think that they're going to care a whole lot about that. Last media timeout under 4. We'll be back after the break. We are back here from the final media timeout. Michigan, 3 minutes and 28 seconds away from cutting down the nets. But we do need to finish this game, and Illinois does have the ball first. Wagler to Homrickhouse, and now Merkovich. Wagler again, driving to his right. He gets past Merez. Nice hesitation. It's off the window and good. So Keaton Wagler obviously getting in a little bit of a rhythm here. It had been a little bit of a struggle since he, sort of got injured and went off the floor against UCLA and wasn't the same when he came back. And now 6 days later in their next game, he is having a great game. So certainly not the reason why they are down by 16 today. In terms of the rest of the team, that is something that you can definitely point at being a problem. Outside of Keaton Wagler, they are 16 for 43 from the field. Boswell, the only other one in double figures. And nobody with more than 2 attempts is above 50% from the field. So just about everybody having a poor day offensively for Illinois, except for Wagler. Cadeau now for Michigan. We're under 2.5 minutes to go. Burnett to Yaxel in the corner. Nice pass to Merez underneath. Pump fake, and he lays it up and in. So Merez Johnson having one of his best games as a Michigan Wolverine on the floor that he used to play last year. 17 and 10 for the former Illinois Fighting Illini. Wagler step back triple. That is short. And the rebound is by Merez. He is going to have a couple of fun moments with the Orange Crush after the game, if I had to guess. Cadeau, a couple of crossovers. Mara. Nope, Cadeau keeps it. He throws it up to Merez, and Johnson tries to throw it down, but he is fouled. So he will have a chance to get to the 20-point mark. And Homrickhouse with the foul there that stopped him from throwing it down. 17 points, so not a chance to get to 20 here for Merez. It is his 7th double-double of the season. And there is a picture of him with clown makeup on behind the basket. That is a pretty good sign when it comes to free throw distractions. But, of course, the distraction doesn't work as he makes the first free throw. And Merez definitely takes his time for the free throw line, as we said earlier. And nothing but net on both of them. And Michigan back up by 20. Wagler now for Illinois. This is not going to be a game that's going to help Illinois' chances in the predictive metrics, but they still should be a good space for a 2 seed. Merkovich on the drive, and he loses it. He gets it back. He lays it up and in, and the foul. So a nice play there by David Merkovich. And a chance for a 3-point play. Merkovich, a double-double of his own tonight, 11 points, 10 rebounds, make that 12 points. Not an efficient day for him, but still got to that double-double mark. 81-64 here. We are under 120 remaining. And Illinois is going to try and get the ball. Or not really. They're just going to sit back and play defense here. Michigan up by 17. Lendenborg steps into a triple, and it's nothing but net. Yaxel Lendenborg from downtown. And Michigan is back up by 20. An excellent second half from the Wolverines, which saw them extend their halftime lead. And then for the past 8 minutes or so, it has been a big margin. Humrickhouse tries a three of his own, and he hits. So 46 seconds remain. Michigan up by 17. Illinois is going to sort of trap here, but not really. And Burnett will bring it across half court. Cadell will back it up. Cadeau drives to the hoop, and he tries to throw it down, and it's no good. That would have been a highlight reel play there by Elliot Cadeau. But he is unable to finish off the dunk. In the grand scheme of things, doesn't matter a whole lot. We're under 20 seconds now. Boswell takes the three, and it's good. So a couple of buckets here for Illinois to make this thing look a little bit closer than it was in the end. Pretty similar story last week at Mackey Arena, too. Michigan only won that game by 11, but it seemed like a lot more. Michigan are going to be outright Big Ten champions. It's their first title since 2021. They have gone 17-1 through their first 18 games in the conference. 2 more remaining for them. Illinois take their 5th loss in conference play and their 7th overall. Michigan with pretty close to a wire-to-wire victory here in Champaign. The Wolverines win 84-70. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow for another stream. Not sure which game we're going to do yet. Please check out the Instagram where and the Twitter where those announcements will be made in the morning. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.